Carlos Williams gets the start at tailback. An enormous hole off the left side. Williams across the 30 and out of bounds.
NFL prospect.
It's a veteran unit. The secondary is just terrific. Williams, power run off the right side, takes it up to the 44-yard line.
This ACC officiating crew.
3rd and long. Here comes an all-out blitz. Winston hangs in the middle of the pocket. That ball is tipped and it's picked. Noel with the interception.
He knows his roster. It's awfully stacked.
Great leg drive. We'll get a first down to the 39.
The nation last year came back a little gimpy, landed awkwardly on his left leg after that tackle.
Winston a little bit too high.
Switch for Florida State.
Winston has missed his last 4 after hitting his first one. Flanker screen against this veteran defense, and they're not buying it. Kevin Johnson with the tackle on Green.
Take not that hard for this offense.
This defense can play.
Yeah.
Winston with a lot of time floats this one downfield, caught by Green. Center spot with all those veteran linemen around him. He's going to need their help. Pass completed across midfield. Williams trying to get to the sticks. Checking with Robert Flores.
Rich Rods of Arizona.
Huge win for him, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
3rd and 1. Done a marvelous job with that program. This should be enough for the first down as they go with a power run.
NFL level defensive lineman. Turnover of staff, and this front still playing pretty well.
Winston after the high snap, throwing for Green. Looked like Green was being held, but no flag.
Kevin Johnson, who everyone talks about as an early first-round draft pick, looked to me like he had his right hand on Green from that moment on. Now, here's the thing. I think it's the right call, but I'd consider 4th and 2.
3rd and 23. Winston. Great fake. Another great fake. And Winston gets to the 38-yard line. How slippery is that for a big guy? And a little pushing and shoving at the end of this one.
Only 3 out in the route, including the running back who went for the swing route, and the crossing route came open way too late. Nice move by Winston, but Wake Forest so far defensively playing pretty solid.
They'll punt to Green, who waits at his 40. Rugby-style kick, high bounce. Green fields at the 34. Room to run. And out of bounds near midfield.
In one drive?
Apparently that's what they're expecting. Blitz coming. Winston wide open. That's Stevenson, number 23, in as a fullback. And Williams will get the carry again. Keeps his legs moving down to the 2.
Sticks, you have to go up and get a play going very quickly.
Winston throws underneath. They'll pick up a few and out of bounds.
A bit off as they're playing right now.
Only a 3-man rush, 8 into coverage. Green over the middle. First down and move the sticks so you've got some more downs. And they do just that. Nice throw by Winston to the sideline.
Try to get a little longer throw.
Pressure coming. Throws to the outside and he couldn't wait. Another blitz. Winston for the end zone. Green and just tipped away at the end. Anthony Wooding
is open there. Right there if the ball's in the air. At that time, Anthony Wooding getting a pass breakup that forced Florida State to go for a field goal at the end of the half.
Winston to Nick O'Leary. The All-American candidate at tight end gets his first chance to catch the ball this afternoon. Wooding makes the tackle, but after a good game.
And it was all about that run action to start. Florida State in the first quarter transition they've been able to make on defense.
Williams off the right side, got through a couple of tacklers. Well, he's playing against a couple of pretty good linemen in Tyler Harris and Josh Banks in the middle of that defensive line as well. This pass completed to Travis Rudolph.
Injury in camp, finally getting healthy.
Winston, double clutch, and just off the fingertips of Rudolph.
did a good job. He was very physical, and that is why Winston had to double clutch it there, because Wooding had done off by Winston.
See Jameis acknowledging that was his fault. The incompletion. Now he's got all day to throw. Throws underneath, and that one is incomplete.
Mississippi history.
Could be.
In football, college football.
FSU takes over at the 28. Winston comes out throwing. Great coverage on Wilson. And Kevin Johnson.
Boy, Johnson gets awfully physical.
Yes, he
We
does.
saw him earlier grab the jersey of Green. Oh, Johnson's got to be careful with that motion. He's got to be careful for getting a taunting there. But you're not going to call that. He's leaning a little bit on the receiver, but he's running stride for stride. And this is a guy in Johnson that everyone you talk to, looking at the next level, he was thrown out of last
He'll be
week's
playing
game.
on Sunday. There's no doubt about that.
But we had, right before we took off a camera there, that's, you can't do that.
No,
that's got to be gone. And an official, if an official would have seen that, that would have been thrown. But that's a gesture that just has to be out of everyone's repertoire.
You can be thrown out for that, and you should be.
Yeah, you can't do that. And again, if an official had seen it, and it was long after the play that Johnson did it, sure, the flag would have been thrown, but
you are not allowed to do something like that at any level of the game. Winston sits in the pocket, throws to the sideline.
Guys, as much as if he had played in that.
Winston takes off. A lot of room across midfield.
Gets interesting is Michigan State with that tough loss at Oregon. If they get a big win tonight against Nebraska.
That is so close to a targeting shot by Kevin Johnson.
And Johnson was a guy who was thrown out last week against Louisville. Remember, there are a lot of elements to this. There is a defenseless player because the receiver just catches the ball. Does he launch into the player and hit forcibly at the head or neck? I think Johnson does launch. Now the question is, does he make forcible contact in the head or neck region? That's the final piece. Awfully close. We'll get back to it, but watch here at the very end. Kevin Johnson, it's a defenseless player. I think he's targeting, meaning he launches. However, contact was never made to Whitfield's head. So therefore, you don't call it. Good non-call by this ACC officiating crew.
On Watch ESPN.
I was surprised to see number 5 in the ballgame.
I think there are a few things they want to work on. And Green was by far their most prolific pass receiver. He had caught 35 balls coming into this game. 3. Winston, after the high snap, throws the out, incomplete, and needed a little more air under that one. And now he has Janvion in motion, comes back on the screen to the other side. Got a block, but Mario Pender is going to be short, and there's a flag down as well.